Hey, this is Carlos Cavallo from datingadviceguru.com with more secrets to unlock his heart. You know, there's a lot of talk these days about this new movie, but old book, I guess you'd say. And I want to talk a little bit about being battered, beaten, and bruised, how I survived 50 Shades of Grey. Full disclosure here, I went into this movie fully expecting it to suck. Okay, you know, I'd already heard horrible things from my friends about it, 50 Shades of Grey, but I checked it out anyway just to see what the hype was about. Surprisingly enough, I managed to sit through 2 hours of it. What's the verdict? Well, the verdict was I didn't hate the movie, and as stylish as it was, I didn't think it was a cinematic masterpiece either here, okay? The performances felt awkward and stilted, especially with Jamie Dornan, who seemed a bit wooden. Honestly speaking, I've watched and read better erotica with more chemistry between its characters. Ladies, put away the pitchforks and the torches. A guy's entitled to his opinion, right? Am I right here? But I guess most of the movie's appeal lies in the way it specifically taps into most women's minds. And I'm well aware that I'm not exactly part of the target market. In any case, the movie did get me thinking about a few important points concerning relationships. Number one is that it's okay to be feminine. One of the major themes that the movie explored was the thrill of completely surrendering yourself to another person. It's one of the most powerful fantasies in 50 Shades of Grey, and it's the idea of being swept off your feet by the man in your life and letting him take the reins. In a time where women are more empowered than ever, allowing yourself to be carried away by emotions and romance can be seen as a bad thing, actually. But it doesn't have to be. Letting yourself go in the arms of a person you trust doesn't take anything away from you as a woman. In the context of a loving, trusting relationship, allowing yourself to be soft and feminine is actually a good thing. Being able to lean on your partner's masculine strength doesn't make you weak. It's just that you trust him enough to be vulnerable around him. And guess what? He's going to love you for it. Number two is, it's okay to like the kinky stuff. The movie raised an important question to me. Was Anastasia's character empowering for women, or did she do them a disservice? You could argue that Anna was able to explore different sexual avenues and find out what worked for her. On the other hand, some thought that the movie was simply glorifying abuse and highlighted Anna's lack of self-respect. Well, let's face it, even today, women are still being shamed for indulging in fetishes that don't sit well with other folks. In that sense, you could say that 50 Shades of Grey was actually progressive because it's telling women that they can pursue their fantasies without being judged. Personally, I didn't have a problem with it. Consenting to being spanked like a little schoolgirl or getting tied up doesn't really have anything to do with who you are outside of your sex life. And on a side note, writing up a contract might be a good idea if you happen to have very particular or unconventional tastes in bed, which brings me to my next point. Number three is, no matter what floats your boat, trust is a must. Whether you're into being chained or whipped or you simply prefer to let your guy take charge in bed, you should always have house rules with your partner. No matter how tame or extreme you want your sex life to be, the limits need to be clear to you both. Fantasies are meant to be discussed, otherwise you'll end up with a lot of frustration and disappointment over your mismatched expectations. Number four thing that I learned is that if the terms aren't fair to you, just walk away. And that doesn't just apply in bed, but the relationship in general. Remember, Anna struck out the items from their contract that didn't work for her. In a healthy relationship, it's always important for a couple to meet halfway. When your needs aren't being met or you're not valued and respected enough, well, it's time to speak up. Christian Grey might not be real. Well, okay, he isn't real, not him anyways, but it's easy enough to get a guy just as attractive as him, minus the emotional baggage, all right? And that's an important point there. You just need to learn the skills to attract any guy you want, and I can show you just that. As a matter of fact, if you want to learn a little bit more about that, I've got a course called Irresistible Desire, and that course will help you get the guy that's perfect for you. You can go on over to datingadviceguru.com. That's datingadviceguru.com. Click on any of the fantastic links at the very top, including Irresistible Desire, or if you just like to get some more great advice like this and some very cool videos and freebies, just put your email in the box on the right side. And I'll be talking again soon. This is Carlos Cavallo from datingadviceguru.com. I'll be talking again soon.